This is Yip Strickler, a golf journalist who has made his living by exposing golfers who cheat in tournaments.
You par 12 holes in a row, you're playing some good golf. But when you're getting 15 shots and you par 12 holes, we have some investigating to do.
And today, he's going to be giving you his top 10 tips to identify cheating golfers by competing in a series called Driver Off the Dock. In the series, we ask Yip questions, and for every question Yip answers, he hits Driver Off the Dock. He scores points by hitting his driver as close to his target carry number as possible. He'll be competing for best individual shot and best average. Let's get into it.
Yip
Strickler. The
biggest independent journalist investigating handicaps and tournaments at prestigious private golfing clubs.
That's the one. So, welcome to episode 1 of Driver Off the Dock. Today you're going to be going over the top 10 ways to identify cheaters in the golfing industry. Are you ready?
You asking me? Am I ready?
Asking you.
I mean, I'm always ready for identifying potential sandbagging rats.
I love that. I guess the first thing we need to go over, Ryan, for the viewers at home.
Yip, for those who might be watching this video and don't really know what a sandbagger is, can you define what a sandbagger is for the viewers at home?
Well, a sandbagger is, someone in the game of net golf that is a perfectionist at managing or manipulating their handicap so they gain an unfair advantage against the field. And I believe I was put on this planet to expose these sandbagging rats and protect the game of net golf.
We love that.
So basically people who put in bad scores and then go out to these competitions and
bogus
shoot way
scores,
lower.
or just they never post their good scores. That's, the sandbagger's best way. They go out and fire their round of the year, and that one just never seems to make it in the box.
Question 1 for you, Yip, before ball number 1. What are the biggest red flags you look for when spotting a sandbagger?
Well, everyone knows, if you've been paying attention for the last year, that these golfers with this white belt epidemic, it's nonstop. 88% of sandbaggers admit to wearing a white belt 88% of the time. And these are just the facts. I'm sorry, I appreciate you turning that around. Thank you very much. While you're in the presence of me, I would tread lightly. Other things, some of these guys that like wearing the cotton undershirts underneath a moisture wicking golf shirt, that's just insane behavior. That's why the material is moisture wicking. And when they're doing that, it's just kind of a sign that they're covering something up.
And now it's time for Yip to predict how far he hits his driver. Yip, what's a good carry number for you with that driver?
Well, I'm gonna say in these conditions and the amount of pressure that's on me right now, and I've had like 4 ball movements already, things are a little shaky, I'm gonna go 242.
Okay,
I like that.
242,
I like
so that's the number we're shooting for here. We got Flight School Mevo Gen 2. You ready to hit that first bomb?
I don't know about bomb, but we're gonna try to do something here. Let's see what happens.
Yep. We're going for 242 here.
Okay.
Striped.
Okay, the carry, 252.
There we go.
Yeah, Dude,
Yeah,
you've been working out, you little swole in the gym?
No, I was just, I didn't want to overshoot it and be that nerd that says he carries a 300 and is off by 50 yards.
Okay, so you're still trying to hit that number. We got 252 and we got lateral of 21.1. So that's a 31 score on that?
Yep.
That's not bad. All right, so Yip, let's get into it. Can you identify your process for identifying and finding these sandbaggers?
Well, nowadays, 90% of my information comes directly from the net golf community. My DMs are receiving anywhere from 10 to 150 Yip tips every single day about potential sandbagging rats. It starts with the tip. I have to go to my favorite app in the world, Strike It Again! And then, from there, start to see if I see any inconsistent patterns. May have to sometimes access my administration status to go back in time farther than 20 scores. This fake job that I've created, I can tell you this much, it never stops.
But when people find out people are cheating, they want someone to know and they want someone to do something about it. And no one's done something about it until you showed up.
No, it's time. I've had enough. I think everyone in the net, we've seen enough net 57s, these 2-man best ball scores of net 55s. I've just had enough of them. Give me one of those biodegradable golf balls, man. I'm ready to smash another.
All right, here we go. Shot number 2. Oh,
That's
come
a ball.
on, Yip. Come on.
I'll take a little swig of this.
Oh, you ready for that? All right, so we got 239.4 carry.
Okay.
That's within 3 yards. That's great. Our offline here, 21.2 right. That's a really, that's a great number.
That's a great ball. That's the new record, 24.
Guys, thank you very much.
24. Yeah, new record on the channel.
Thank you.
We'll have prizes once this series gets big enough.
I believe they said I'm the first one to ever do this. So as far as new records go, I'm going to have, it sounds like 12 of them.
Question number 3 for you, Yip. What is the craziest sandbagger story you've caught, or what's the most blatant case of sandbagging you've ever seen?
Who is the king sandbagger?
This changes every couple weeks. One of my all-time favorites, I did pull the video down. He knows who he is. We've been in communication after. I caught him after winning a national championship. He won a natty. It was all done by flights. So if you're 0 to 3.9, you're in the top flight. If you're 4 to 7.9, you're in the second, so on and so on. Well, he had played so well in that second flight that his handicap had moved down to a 3.8, so he was going to get bumped to the championship flight. Well, he really didn't want to be in that flight, so he had his administrator go in and change his scores, adjust the course and slope ratings so that his handicap would go just back over that 4 range so he could be in the flight he wanted to. As I exposed this video, he had messaged me, and the first thing he said was, "Big fan of your work." I was like, okay, that's a good start. And then he said, well, I had mentioned during the investigation that he hadn't played golf. No rounds had gone into the box for like 3 months, and he was from down south. And the reason that no other scores had been put in was because he had heart failure and was in the hospital. Got on a list, had to wait for a new heart. So I ended up pulling the video, but however, he did admit to being a sandbagging rat. So that was one of the most egregious yet. And we have been in contact. I'd like everyone to know he did get a new heart.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't want
maybe
sandbaggers
a new
to die.
conscience as well.
I don't want anyone to die. I don't want them to get kicked out of their clubs. I just want them to do the right thing so that, you know.
All right, here we go. Ball number 3. Yip's had a good, I think I would say anywhere under 30
is very solid.
very good.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Come on, Yip. Carry 247.7.
Okay.
And we got offline 7.3.
13.
That's a 13er, Yip.
That's another record.
That's a great ball. And it's hard because I know Yip probably has more in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
But he said that 242.
Not really.
He said that 242 number,
so
now he can't beat it by too much. So you're probably swinging what, 60% of your?
I was a little juiced up on that one that went 250. I was just excited. That was adrenaline.
The adrenaline got him.
All right, Yep. Are there certain patterns, tendencies that sandbaggers always follow?
So one of the most consistent pattern I see, posting pattern out of a potential sandbagging rat, is the away score. They play golf at their prestigious private golfing club all the time, and after a good weekend of playing where they had a bunch of eyeballs on them and they put their scores in, the first thing they do that week is begin posting away scores. Do they actually play somewhere? I don't know. I tend to think they're just making them up to push their lower differentials off their record so that they can win more net golf tournaments or just win money from their friends or pro shop credit or whatever it is. But the posting of away scores is by far it.
And so the reason behind that is because no one's there to verify.
Well,
they can just go put it in.
There's no eyeballs on them whatsoever. They can put in whatever scores they want. They can pay. Maybe they played 36 that day. How do you know? There's a case I'm working on right now where I obtained the tee sheet at a prestigious private golfing club, and this guy wasn't on it. He wasn't on it on Sunday, but all of a sudden the score just popped up in there.
And probably a bad score, huh?
Obviously, I'm doing a little, it's higher than he was shooting 2 days before, that's for sure.
Crazy
work. Oh my gosh.
That is dead straight.
Dude.
Dead straight.
Carry. 241.8, Yipster. Let's go.
0.2.
0.2. And the offline.
Come on.
9.4.
9.4.
That's a 9.6. That's a great score.
That's a good score.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, guys, we would have offered him a breakfast, like a redo if he whipped one. Dude has been no redos.
4 balls.
4 balls.
4 for 4.
That's freaking good. Well, Yip, do you mind if we ask you another question brought to you by FlightScope Mevo Gen 2?
I'd be honored.
All right. With that being said, Yip, the next question. Have you ever accused someone of sandbagging and later realized they might have been telling the truth?
In my line of work, I try to make sure I'm never making those types of mistakes. However, quite often I fire from the hip, and I may be speculating before I receive all the evidence. As far as face-to-face, calling out sandbagging rats in my prestigious private golfing club, I've never been wrong. There's been a couple investigations after I've done them. I've watched their behavior afterwards, but I think I'm batting 1,000.
Batting 1,000 out here.
I would never think you're ever wrong. Obviously investigating, there may be some leads that don't turn up, but once Yip turns them up.
Yeah, and I
100%.
have done many cases where I clear the golfer of any sandbagging allegations.
Yeah.
So.
Once you do a video on a person, you're batting 1,000, but there might be some tips that you receive that you might look into it, and after that evidence you look into, you might be like, oh, they're actually not sandbagging.
Well, actually, most of the time after I do a video of someone, then usually more tips come in about different places or tournaments that they've won, proving that they're actually more of a sandbagger than I thought they were. So
Yip's just batting 1,000.
that's kind of my
out
favorite.
here.
Usually the video comes out and then everybody's like, oh, he took money from me at this place. He's been kicked out of our club for a decade. There's a lot of stories like that. We need to wrap this up. I kind of want to go fishing.
You can just get a 0 and end it all right here.
Uh-oh.
You're good. It stayed on. What a ball, though, Yip. What a ball.
Yeah, we are getting dialed here.
Okay. Yep, we got a 247 carry. That offline looked amazing. Offline of 6.3 yards. Yep, woo! Is finding every fairway.
That was an 11. 9.6 is still the record. 9.6.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough one to beat.
But you know what? Yep, I will say I think your average is going to be.
Yeah, we should do that.
I think we have two. So you're competing obviously for the best ball, and then your average overall. I think your average.
You're probably around a 15, 17.
Your average is insane. I think it's gonna be very hard for someone to compete with your
long way
average.
to go.
So Yip, what changes would you put in place to stop cheating and sandbagging more effectively?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, there's really only one way to do it. The handicap system's perfect. It's the human element that obviously destroys everything because everyone is obsessed with winning. So what I think we should do, at least the top prestigious private golfing clubs in the world, those that are, $100,000, $200,000 initiation fees to get in, I think we should have something factored in. We get with Elon Musk and Neuralink. You join this club, you get a little chip put, boop, right here. It's gonna know what you shot every single time, automatically post your score. That's really the only thing we can do because that would, eliminate the human element, but there's nothing. That's why I'm here, to try to just somehow get people to post their scores properly so that net golfers can enjoy themselves on the course.
Basically, your goal is you need to put people in fear that one day they might get called out by Yip.
I mean, that's
going to keep them honest.
That's about all we can do.
That's about all we can do.
That's all. That's
a great
just
answer.
doing the Lord's work out here. All right, ball 6. Here we go. Yep.
Come on, Yip. Dude. Yip finding every freaking fairway right now.
We're dialed right now. What do we got, Jock?
What would you guess that was, Yip, on the carry?
The problem is I can't see anything. I don't have my prescription sunglasses on. It's hot out. I'm really just hitting it. I felt like I carried that one like, I don't know, 239.
245 carry.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Offline, 20.5.
I can live with that.
What is the biggest gap you're willing to accept from someone's handicap versus the lowest score they shoot?
We can't just look at the scores. You have to factor in the course and slope rating every single time. So really what we're looking at is the difference from differentials to handicap indexes. Because if you go and play a course that has a 110 slope and you're a 15 handicap, you're gonna shoot in the 70s. So, it's kind of, for the case of for this argument, that won't help us. We're looking at differentials. There's a reason why when you go to my favorite app in the world, Straight to the Good, there's a couple measures put into place, the soft cap, the hard cap, and there's also these exceptional score reductions. Exceptional score reductions kick in anytime you shoot a score with a differential that's 7 shots or lower than your current handicap index. If you do that score, as well as every other one in your record, gets knocked by 1 shot. Basically, once you start getting to those exceptional score ranges, and especially if someone does back-to-back exceptional score reductions, which they actually become cumulative. So I'd say anytime you're 7 to 10 shots, or more with your differential lower than your handicap index, but when they're doubling them up, that's where
doubling, tripling.
Gets a lot.
And for the viewers at home, so basically the differential is based on the course rating and the slope rating, what your handicap would be for that day. Basically, their differential compared to how hard the course is. If that's how many shots lower you said?
If it's 7 shots lower than your current handicap index, you're right away getting hit with a 1-shot exceptional
Like it'll
score
add
reduction.
1 to your score.
So if your differential was let's say it was a 7.9 and you're getting a 1 shot, you wake up tomorrow morning, that's going to be a 6.9. It lowers your handicap because you shot this exceptional round. The computer immediately thinks that you're a potential sandbagging rat, so it just automatically knocks all your differentials down to lower your handicap. So it's more
it takes
fair.
all your, I get what you're saying, it takes all your other scores
Yes.
and knocks them down 1.
Yes.
So it says, you're a sandbagging rat, we're going to take all these other rounds that you were BSing.
This is what the USGA thinks about you, and we boop.
okay, that makes more sense
like
now.
that.
So it says
See?
every pass score, dude. You were probably BSing. We're putting that.
So then the
down
new
one.
ones you post though, so if you go and then you go and fire 100, that one's not going to get hit. It's just that one and all the ones that are
Previous
previously on your record.
Okay, so that
Inch
makes
it
sense.
off
So
the
it'll take
record.
all those pass rounds, say you were lying, we're going to lower your differential. We're going to say you're better than what you said, and then they'll just start putting in high scores after that to try to bring it back up.
Oh yeah, that's the manager, the handicap managers.
Yeah.
That's what they do. I exposed a sandbagging rat a few weeks ago that had 5. He was getting hit by 5 shots on some of his scores in his record because he had 2 different scores that were 2-shot reductions and another one that's 1 that's insane.
Reminder, he's going for 242 carry here.
Ball
See if we can
7.
get that 0 here. A little hooky, a little toey on that one, yeah.
Little toe job.
All right, we got 247 carry up. So that's good. That's still within 5 of that number. You got 30 yards left. That's
That
probably
one-
Yip's worst one. That's gonna bump the average up, but still,
Not bad.
that's not, so you're still not bad.
35.
I can live with that.
All right, Yep. So we get a ton of comments on our Instagram and TikTok channel, Broview on Golf, that people think we're lying about our handicaps the opposite way. They say that we're saying that we're somewhere
Vanity.
between
Vanity
5 and 7,
handicappers.
but they're saying we're actually worse golfers than that. We personally think we're the only golfers who post our honest scores on the channel. We post our good and bad rounds. What is the best way to identify people who have vanity handicaps and are, basically they're worse than what they're saying?
Yeah, so one of the telltale signs for finding a vanity handicap, typically less than 5'8". Driving a vehicle,
5'10", baby.
We're safe.
driving a vehicle that's the same exact amount that their house costs. You'll see a lot of that. That's kind of like the signs as far as just identifying with your eyeballs. It's that guy at the club that nobody, he doesn't say hi to you. He just walks by every time you say hi, no response. Just kind of like that. I mean, when we record me playing golf, everybody's gonna say I'm a vanity capper too. That's just what they do. Nobody's accustomed to seeing golfers that actually post all their scores all the time to the proper course and slope ratings. And I also think that most of the people, if they say that you guys are vanity handicappers, I've read all the comments. I mean, these guys are ruthless. I saw some guy calling you a hunchback. I almost went and fought this guy, even though I just met you.
Yeah, that one gets to me a little
Does
bit.
that
the
get you?
hunchback
That's not
comments.
fair. You have just rounded shoulders. You got a nice physique. I think.
My arm's fucked up. Yep, that's why my swings. I can't straighten that right
The
one.
people don't know.
Here you go, guys. It's
Now, I will say the vanity cap things, I don't think people understand how the handicap system works. They think like, oh, I'm a 7 handicap. I should break 80 every time. No, that's not how it works. I'm a 7 handicap. I shoot 82. It feels like every single time I play golf, but every now and then I'll go out there and shoot around in the mid to upper 70s. That's how it works. That's why everybody calls you guys vanity cappers.
they don't understand.
They don't understand.
They don't know the
Realistically, you should only be shooting your handicap about 22.5% of the time.
Those are just the facts. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, basically.
I don't really know if that's factual or not.
Well,
but
it is,
He
'cause it
he seemed like he knew what he was talking about. So
Well, yeah, because you take, it's your best 8 out of 20
Yeah.
rounds, but it's the average differential of that. So if it's the average of your top 8, you only hit that average number in the bottom 4 rounds. So you really
you had
only
the
hit
USGA on for this. I mean, I know
Yeah.
you know
We
more
had
about this than I do.
USGA on for it.
That looks
That
nice.
carry's going to be good, but a little right
A little
again.
right, but
Okay, I'm going to start with the offline. So you're 15.6 yards right this time.
Man, that's not bad.
Carry 232.
25 total.
Little
Not bad.
heely. Little heely.
I really do think anywhere under 30 is a great
ball.
number.
2-part question for you, Yip.
Oof.
What is the most common handicap range of most sandbaggers that you've discovered? And what is the most common age, race, state that you've noticed that people are sandbaggers in?
Race. Whites. That's easy peasy. Easy peasy. The Caucasians are dominating sandbagging across the country. I have no problem putting my Yip Strickler stamp on that one. Age, as the golfer matures, when they get around the ripe old age of 50, they really figure out a way to manage that handicap to perfection. As far as the number specifically, where I tend to see the most diabolical handicap manipulation, I know it's not the 5. I feel like the 5 to 8 range is they're the guys that are honest. Guys like me, guys like Jock, Ryan, I'm assuming their numbers if they're still in that range. It's also the worst range to try to win any net golf events because I find the 12 to 16 seems to be a very juicy number to win a lot of golf tournaments. But my favorites are the scratch players, because everyone assumes that, oh, he's a scratch. He can't be a sandbagger. He's so good at golf. Look, there is a huge difference between a scratch golfer and a +3, +4 player. And there are multiple guys that are +3, +4 players that never post their good scores. They run around town like a scratch golfer and just clean house spread around there.
I would not have expected that, a scratch, but that definitely makes sense.
Oh, they're
+4
phenomenal
to the
golfers.
scratches. Yeah.
They're phenomenal
They're
golfers
already
because-
good.
And no one's
Yes.
going to question if you say scratch.
Yeah, so
Because how people understand the handicap system, they think a +4 is
oh,
probably
you should
a
shoot
scratch
66
golfer.
oh, yeah, scratch, you just shot 66.
Holy crap. That could be the one, yep.
That's got to be within 10 offline.
249 carry,
Okay.
offline 0.5.
Ooh, that's a new record.
Ooh, yep.
Wow, we got a 7.4.
Yep, that's a
Great
great, that
stuff.
is a great
Thanks.
Great stuff.
ball. All right, so next question, yep, brought to you by our favorite golf simulator. Under 1,500 bucks, Flight's Go Meal with Gen 2. So do you find sandbagging, cheating in these golf events is only done one time at a big event like a Memba? Or do you find they kind of continue their sandbagging streak kind of throughout the country?
Some of my favorite ones that I expose are just ones that they're habitual handicap manipulators. Okay, this is what they do. They know how many times a week they're playing golf. Typically, it's somewhere between 2 to 4 times per week. They're hoping to play in events where the scores aren't automatically posted to, strike it again. They like the ones where they don't post them and they expect the player to do so. They never do. I'd hate to say his name on camera, but I'm going to anyway. Anyways, Tommy Paget. Yes, Tommy, you remember me. I remember you. He is, so far in 2025, my favorite sandbagging rat to track because, man, does he win a lot of cheddar. I've seen all your Calcuttas. I saw you one on the bag tour last week. Yeah, I saw that one too. It's crazy. Everyone sends me every single golf event that you play in. And I have quite the Rolodex I've been building, and I'm getting ready for December when I pull out the big Tommy Paget 2025 sandbagging rat of the year.
Okay.
That is a good ball,
Great
yep.
ball, little right.
254 carry, Yipster, and 20 yards right.
So 32, pretty good range.
Do you guys get bluegills and bass that just bed right up in here in the spring? You get it?
What?
Did you get the hook set?
Oh, we got it, yep. Get it in. Get it in, Yipster.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty big one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hold that bad boy up. Let me get that here.
Casual break,
You got
catching
one.
a big boy.
Everyone knows I'm a 7 handicap on the golf course, but in the fishing world, I'm like a +4.
So this one, Yip, is kind of related to the last question we just asked you, but do you notice that repeat sandbaggers often go to different clubs or different tournaments?
Oh, absolutely. There's a gentleman I've been doing quite a bit of investigating upon lately, Mr. Wilcoxon, down in Lubbock, Texas, and he has been on an absolute heater for the last month. He's been on a member guest circuit like you haven't seen, bebopping around to this club, that club. He's a really good player. Scores don't exactly get put into the box. I think it may be he believes he's playing in a best ball event, match play. Oh, I don't have to post these. Actually, that's not how it works. The USGA recommends that
You
you
do gotta post those.
Oh, you're definitely supposed to. And there are safeguards put into place. Guys like to say, oh, I was, 15 feet away and, they put down a par for me. Well, don't put down a par, dummy. Put down a bogey. It's in the rules. There's a most likely score thing for picking up during match play. It's like if you're inside 5 feet, boom, just add a shot. Yeah, if you're putting for 4, you put down a 4. If you're 5 to 10 feet, depending on your ability and the difficulty of the putt, you add 2 shots. Make a bogey. You put 5 down. It doesn't expect you to put down par just because you picked up your ball 20 feet away.
Ball 11,
I can
here we
go?
go.
All right.
7.4 is the record.
Yeah, they iced me. It's
All right.
leaking.
Little right. Distance
not
might be
awful.
money.
I'll tell you what though, carry 240.1, yep. Offline 29.1. So
Okay.
30.
Okay.
next question, yep. Has the GHIN app, what's the actual pronunciation?
The proper pronunciation is GHIN. However, nobody tells me how to pronounce acronyms. If I get a taste for Colt 45, say, do you want me to go to the ghetto or the jetto? See, the proper pronunciation would be ghetto, GH. It's like every word in the English language. I don't know why they just didn't go GHIN. It would have been, you know, a word of its own, very unique. Instead, they matched it up with like the worst kind of liquor known to mankind and like a stupid card game my grandma likes to play.
It's
Actual
GHIN,
pronunciation from the USGA is GHIN.
but we're going to say GHIN.
I mean, I would like you to.
Okay.
I'm trying to get them to change it. That's kind of my new goal.
Has the GHIN app made it easier or harder to discover these lying, cheating, sandbagging rats?
Well, the 9-hole postings that they put into place a few years ago has made my life very difficult. They have these excuses, is what I like to call them, USGA excuses, such as, oh, it's gonna, you know, allow you to come up with a handicap quicker, more 9-hole rounds. People are playing more 9-hole rounds nowadays. You're gonna have a better representation of what your actual handicap is. I'm not buying it. I think they did the 9-hole score posting thing simply so that they could keep their monopoly in place, as in, you know, upper echelon of keeping of handicap databases, and it's the best. Nobody's ever going to touch them. And I mean, I'm a businessman, so at the end of the day, I kind of appreciate what they did, keeping their monopoly in place. The formula has not been released on how they come up with your most likely score, so that should kind of tell you what they're thinking. Either way, the 9-hole posting thing makes my life difficult. It gives the sandbagging rats avenues, such as posting 2 scores on one day at a course instead of
Two 9-hole scores.
2 9-hole scores instead of just the 18-hole posting. It's going to artificially inflate their handicap. It's just, I don't like it.
It's made it easier for the sandbaggers.
I think
as of recent.
allowing them to have 9-hole scores count towards your record immediately has opened some avenues to the sandbagging
kind of muddies
rat.
the water a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Last ball for you.
Last ball for you, Yep, to hit that perfect 0 offline.
God, I
perfect
feel
carry.
bad. I hope these biodegradable balls aren't that expensive. Yeah, I made sure that one wasn't going right.
Dude, yep.
What we got?
Carry a 260.
Ooh.
Big strong guy right there.
I
And
juiced it up on the last one.
20 yards left.
I juiced it up on the last one.
Okay,
For the-
that you know you had to send
for
the
the
last
kids,
one.
man. For the kids.
For
I had
the
to-
kids, a
one
little
last
260 carry from the Yipster. Okay. And then last question yet for you. Is there anything else you would like to add to the discussion at hand right now?
I mean, honestly, I kind of just want to go fishing at this point. I've hit some golf balls, answered a lot of difficult questions. I felt like I answered them to the best of my ability. I tried my hardest, and I kind of need another vodka seltzer as well. So we can wrap this thing up so I can drink and fish.